Hello dear students, today we will talk about morphology and the basic concept free and bound morpheme. Students, according to the traditional linguistic theories, grammatical description largely operates on two important units, the word and the sentence. These two units form the basis of different writing systems in various languages of the world. Let us now examine the term word and the smaller elements that constitute words. A word is a single unit of language which means something and can be spoken or written. The English word unkind is made up of two smaller units, un and kind. These are minimal units that cannot be further subdivided into meaningful units. Such minimal meaningful units of grammatical description are generally referred to as morphemes. In other words, morpheme is the smallest meaningful unit in grammatical system of language. It is a short segment of language that meets three criteria. First, a morpheme is a meaningful unit, either a complete word in itself or a part of a word with its own meaning. Second, a morpheme cannot be further subdivided into smaller meaningful units or parts without changing or destroying its meaning, nor can the remainder part of a word be such as to have no meaning at all. Third, it reappears in different verbal environments or conditions with a relatively stable meaning. Let us begin with the first criterion. In the compound words armchair, airtight, workman, pickpocket, flyover, and earthquake, armchair is arm plus chair. Airtight, air plus tight. Work plus man is workman. Pick plus pocket, pickpocket. Fly plus over, flyover. Earth plus quake, earthquake. Each morpheme in the above word has a meaning in itself, and when it combines with the other morpheme, the word thus formed has a combined meaning of both the morphemes. For example, armchair means a chair with arms. Now, in words like smarter, cleverer, and faster, we have two morphemes again. Smarter, smart plus er, cleverer, clever plus er, and faster, fast plus er. The er in each of them indicates the comparative degree of adjectives. Thus, it has the same meaning in each case. Smarter means more smart, cleverer, more clever, and faster, more fast. Now the second criterion. It means that when a word is divided into its structural parts, each part must have some meaning. For example, when we divide a word like weaken into its morphemes, weak and n, both the parts have a meaning. The first is an adjective meaning the opposite of strong, while the second en is used to form a verb from an adjective as in cheapen, darken, brighten, soften, sharpen, etc. Involves recurrence with a relative stable meaning. This is true of certain inflections which perform a grammatical function. In boys, girls, tables, etc., we have two morphemes each. Boys is boy plus S, girls is girl plus S, and tables is table plus S. In all these words, the inflection S is a morpheme because it changes the meaning of the given word into more than one. Boys means more than one boy, girls means more than one girl, and tables means more than one table. Thus, S occurs in all these words with the same meaning and recurs in many singular nouns to make their plurals. This is also true of the structural element that we use to make past tense, past participle, third person singular present tense, and the possessive case of nouns. For example, the D of described has a meaning of its own. When it is added to the present form of a regular verb, it changes that verb into its past tense. Its recurrence is clear from its widespread use to form past tense of most regular verbs. For example, bribed, massaged, graded, plated, estimated, etc. Let us now talk about the concept of free and bound morphemes. In words such as unhappy, disregarded, boyhood, etc., morphemes such as happy, regard, and boy can stand on their own as independent words. Such morphemes are called free morphemes. On the other hand, morphemes like un, dis, ed, hood, etc. cannot stand on their own as independent words. They are always attached to a free morpheme or a free form. Such morphemes are called bound morphemes. Morphemes such as dis, un, ed, hood are also called affixes. The form to which an affix is attached is called a base. The stem that cannot be further split up is also called the root. Affixes may be divided into prefixes. Prefixes means which appear in the beginning of the base, and suffixes which appear at the end of the base. Let us consider a few examples. In the word lighten, light plus n. Light is the free morpheme and n is a bound morpheme. The word argument. Argue is a free morpheme and ment is a bound morpheme. Unlikely. Like is the free morpheme, un, the prefix, and li, the suffix, are bound morphemes. Unacceptable. Accept is free morpheme, un, and able are bound morphemes. Disappointment. Appoint is free morpheme, dis and ment are bound morphemes. Unacceptability. Accept is a free morpheme, whereas un, able, ity are bound morphemes. The word degrade has grade as a free morpheme and d as a bound morpheme. Lastly, unhappy. Happy is a free morpheme and un is a bound morpheme. Thank you.